Alrighty, everyone. So today we are going to learn something about essay structure. We're going to tell you what that is, and I'm going to introduce to you a new essay structure that our entire school is going to use. It's called the It's Really Fun essay structure. So keep this in mind. Academic writing, it's really fun. This is going to be an easy to understand essay structure. Let's take a look. All right, so an introduction to essay structure. Structure. What does structure even mean? Structure is the arrangement of and relations between the parts or elements of something complex. For example, an essay. An essay is very complex, the way that we set it up, right? So how do we arrange the different parts? What are the different parts? That's what we're looking at when we're looking at essay structure. We're going to identify that for you across 3 videos, what the different parts of an essay are, and how do we order them? How do we create them? Okay? All right, 2. When we speak about essay structure, we're referring to the steps that we take within an essay. How do we organize and order our essay? What do we put first? What do we put second? Where is it important to leave my thesis or different aspects of my essay? Okay? So you might have heard of things like the compare and contrast or the chronological essay structures. Today we're going to learn a general essay structure that you can use for almost any essay. I love this essay structure. I feel like it's going to work really well for you. And it's an acronym, so it's easy to remember. So we're going to go through the steps. So for It's Really Fun, you're going to see how much we can remember. Okay? Today we're covering introductory paragraphs, but let's go on. So introducing, the It's Really Fun essay structure. Okay, what I want to point out to you is It's Really Fun is 3 acronyms. It's is an acronym for the introductory paragraph, the steps that you're going to take within an introductory paragraph. Really is an acronym for the steps you're going to take within a body paragraph. And fun is an acronym for the steps you're going to take within your conclusion paragraph. So if you take a look, we can see, oh wow, look how beautiful this is. You guys also have access to this document. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so if we take a look, academic essay writing, it's really fun. So how to form your introduction paragraph. And you can see it's going to tell you all the steps. Introduce general essay topic, transition to major claim or thesis, outline minor claims, state the major claim as thesis. Look, how do you form your body paragraphs? Feel free to repeat as many times as is needed in order to prove your major claim. So your body paragraphs might only be 1 body paragraph or 2 body paragraphs or 3 body paragraphs, or you might have 15 body paragraphs. So you can remember this by saying, it's really fun, or if I have a really long essay, my essay might be, it's really, 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 really fun, because I have that many body paragraphs. And then I go into the conclusion paragraph. So you can take a look if you like and see all the steps here. I'll give you a moment. But what I want you to do is I want you to refer to the document, the It's Really Fun essay structure document, okay? Today we are just covering the introductory paragraph. So It's Really Fun introductory paragraph. So what I told you is it's is an acronym. So let's find out what each letter stands for. I. I stands for introduce the general essay topic. Okay? I want to explain to you what this means. Introducing the general essay topic. Please do not get caught up in the simplistic essay intros. For example, the classic hook. If you look at this next point, it says questions, quotes, and broad generalizations most often sound simplistic instead of academic. Many of my fellow colleagues have told me how they get tired of reading essays that start with Dr. David Brando once said, da 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 da, or in the beginning of time, da 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 da, or have you ever thought about da 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 da. Sometimes these are appropriate, however, most of the time they aren't, because this is why. Because they don't introduce the general essay topic. By the end of the first sentence, okay, by the end of the first sentence, we should generally know where you're headed for the entirety of your essay. Okay, so we might not know it completely, but we should know, okay, an idea as to where you're headed. All right. If your essay focuses on any major text or author, you must, I want you to know this, must introduce them at least within the first two sentences. So if you're doing a literary analysis about the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, by the second sentence, if not the first, you need to introduce that along with the author, okay? If you are looking at a major concept, you need to describe that concept and maybe the theorist or anyone who's connected to it. You need to introduce that very, very quickly. An example might be in his book, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Mark Twain addresses the issue of racism seen through the eyes of an innocent child. Okay, I know very clearly where you're headed. I don't know exactly what you're going to argue on that point. All I know is that he addresses the issue of racism. What does he say about racism? What does he talk about the innocent child? You're going to get more specific, but I have an idea as to where you're headed. I'm not wondering, why am I reading a quote from this movie? Or why are you asking me a question? I'm starting with detailed information. Okay, T, transition, that means switch, transition to the major claim and outline minor claims. Now, you guys don't know that vocabulary yet, but I'm going to teach it to you. Major claim is essentially your thesis. We're going to use terms of logic here. And in the terms of logic, you say major claim instead of your thesis, okay? And you're going to outline your minor claims. So the minor claims are going to be all those ideas that help you prove your thesis or your major claim. What I want you to look at is that you should already know your thesis statement before you start writing your introductory paragraph. You should already know your thesis. So you've told us the general essay topic. Okay, we're going to learn about the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. We're going to learn about how racism is seen through the perspective of a child who's innocent and sweet, okay, and doesn't really know much better. But what are you going to tell me on that? Well, you already know that you're going to argue a very specific point. Maybe you're going to argue that Mark Twain uses the idea of an innocent narrator, uses the perspective of an innocent child to demonstrate how ridiculous racism is. Okay, so he uses this innocent child to demonstrate how ridiculous the idea of racism is. You already know that. So now you just need a transition. So you're going to tell me in here, you've already introduced the topic, so now you can create your transition smoothly with the many points of evidence that you are going to use and present in your essay. So all those ideas that make you think what you think, all those reasons that make you think your major claim is true, you can start writing them after your introductory sentence. Okay, so T, transition. Finally, S. Your intro paragraph is very simple. S, state major claim or thesis as definite truth. A lot of you like to write, I think. Please do not write, I think. You're writing academically. You want to have it strong. It's definite. You believe in it. Mark Twain does argue that racism is ridiculous, and he demonstrates how ridiculous racism is through the perspective of an innocent child. Okay, that's definitely true, okay? Your major claim is the biggest overall claim in your paper. It's your essay's entire argument, what you will be trying to prove. So make sure that your major claim is complete, it's detailed, and it explains exactly what you think. So you notice I didn't just say Mark Twain argues that racism is ridiculous. I didn't just say that. I gave details. He does this through the perspective of a young child. I could even do that more in detail by talking about how an innocent child brings a naive perspective and a godly perspective or anything like that onto racism. I could be as detailed as I'd like. But please don't leave it blank. Please don't let your thesis be yes or no, okay? Make sure that your major claim, your thesis, is complete and academic. Okay? It should communicate why you think what you think. So like I said, adding those details. Not a yes and no or no, you're adding and you're telling me why. I believe this because this. Okay? It should be in your own voice with specific details. I want it to be original. It should not be uh-huh. It should not be obvious. It should not be, you know, um, the moral of the story is this and everybody knows it. You need to make it unique and original. Okay, so make sure that it has your own voice. Those are the steps of a great introductory paragraph. Once you have your thesis, which you should have seen in the other video, that you should always start your outline by coming up with your thesis first, you can write a really great introductory paragraph. Some people like to save the introductory paragraph for the end. I like to write it before I write my body, but it's up to you. But you should always start with your thesis and then have a beautiful intro paragraph. Okay, great job.